Okay, now we're going to be looking at substitution. This is just to continue on from the last video. This is all revision. And as you know, rugby is my favourite sport to watch. So like in rugby, when one player goes off, another comes on. It's the same in maths with substitution. So like in rugby, one player goes off, and another comes on. At no time could there be two players in the pitch, because then there'd be one extra. So remember to think about it that way. Okay, so what we're going to do at Nat 4 level, it's really easy. So let A equal 7 and B equal 4. Now we'll make it -4. Make it a bit more interesting. So we're just going to do a couple of examples. AB. Now, the invisible sign is multiplying, and remember we need to show clear substitution for each letter. So clear sub for each letter must be shown. Okay, so it's 7 and your invisible sign between letters or number with a letter is multiply. Okay, so it becomes 7 times by -4, which is -28, and then obviously this again can be used in a BIDMAS situation. So if I have 3A minus 2B, then we want to do again your sub. So you've got 3 times 7 minus 2 times 4, -4, sorry. Use BIDMAS. Oops. BIDMAS tells you you're going to be doing these multiplications first. So you've got 21 minus -8, that becomes a plus 29. Okay. Last one I want to do from this section is formula from a table. Again, something that we've all done relatively recently. Okay, and what we do is we have our table. Now in National 4 it'll give you a nice wee story about it, but we're just going to do the basic ideas here of what we want to get across. And you know what, I'm just going to put the nth term in for a laugh. Okay, so what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to extend this table so we have 4 rows, okay? So extend to have 4 rows. One, 2, 3. Now hopefully that will work for me. I get A at the top, now I do B in the bottom, okay? Put the first few terms in. I'll put a 4 in here as well. 10 and N. Okay. So what we're going to do is, we know that this is going to be 4, we know this is going to be 6, and we know this is going to be 8. First thing we're going to do is find the difference between these two initial values here. Now the difference in this case is a +2. Now we take this +2 and we're going to multiply by this number in the second row. Okay, so that 2 is coming up to here, and it's a times by 2. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, and 10 times 2 is 20. And 2 times n is 2n. Okay. Next part that I want to do is to find the correction value, because remember we need to have the 2 last rows being the same. Okay, so we're going to find, that's part 1. Part 2, find the correction factor so that the last 2 rows match. Okay, so these 2 rows, they have to match. So to get from 2 to 4, I need to find the thing that'll take me from 2 to 4. Now this is always a plus or minus step. Okay, and that is always a multiplying step. Okay, so step 1 is always multiplying, step 2 is always a plus or minus. To get from 2 to 4, I have to add. How much do I have to add on? We need to add on 2. Now let's just check that this works. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. That's looking good. 6 plus 2 is 8. We've nailed it, okay? 8 plus 2 is 10, and what you'd get in the bottom is 10. 20 plus 2 is 22, and then you just have 2n plus 2 here. Now, to get the formula, all you need to do is, move that over a bit. Oh, this is quite tricky. I want to take, and I'm going to put a big reference on it of plus. This is a reference here, okay, that you can't see sadly. Let's see if I move this up, it'll work. No, it won't. Okay, so there. To do the formula, all you need to do is go from A down the first 3 columns and equals the last row. Okay, so the formula goes 2A plus 2 is equal to B. Okay. And basically what they might ask you to do is they might give you the value of A and tell you to work out B, or they might give you the value of B and tell you to work out A, but you know how to solve equations, and that's basically the equation that you would use. Okay.